Hello, good morning. In today's class, we are going to discuss some questions on survey. In plate level test of theodolite, vertical axis is made truly vertical by manipulating options capstan screws, foot screws, wing nuts, shifting center arrangement. Here the answer is foot screws. In plate level test of theodolite, vertical axis is made truly vertical by manipulating foot screws. Our answer is option C. Okay, the foot screws are mainly 3 in number. Okay, they are mainly 3 in number and they are leveling screws. Okay, leveling screws. Okay, they used to level the instrument by adjusting the position of bubble in the plate level. Okay, and it is crucial during plate level test to ensure the vertical axis is truly vertical. We used to rotate the foot screws inward and outward to center the bubble center. Okay, in the bubble tube there is one bubble. We used to adjust the foot screws to make it center, and then the vertical axis will be truly vertical. Okay, and what are capstan screws? Capstan screws are small horizontal screws. Okay, they used to adjust the position of spirit levels, especially plate levels. Okay, and they help to align the axis of bubble tube perpendicular to vertical axis. Okay, and these are used during temporary adjustments to fine tune the level adjustment. Okay, next are wing nuts. They are found on tripod legs. Wing nuts are found on tripod legs. Okay, and not in the theodolite. Okay, they are found on tripod legs and not in the theodolite. Okay, and these wing nuts allows you to tighten or loosen the leg extension. Okay, it helps in the height adjustment of the leg. Okay, and it helps to achieve rough initial leveling before foot screw adjustment. Okay, and next one is shifting center arrangement. This is a sliding mechanism. Okay, shifting center arrangement is a sliding mechanism that lets you shift the theodolite body horizontal on its base. Okay, and it also allows in accurate centering over the ground point. Okay, after leveling is complete. Okay, and this saves time and it also increases the precision compared to adjusting tripod legs again and again. Okay, so our answer is foot screws. Foot screws helps to make the vertical axis truly vertical. Okay, in plate level test. Clear? Closing error in a stadia traverse should not exceed dash, where P is the perimeter of the traverse. Okay. When you survey a closed traverse, you start and end at the same point. Okay. But because of some small mistakes in measurement, the final point may not exactly match the start point. Okay, and the gap between them is called a closing error. Okay, this is called a closing error. In stadia survey, okay, in stadia survey, maximum allowed crossing error depends on the total length or perimeter of your traverse. Okay, the perimeter of your traverse. In stadia surveying, maximum allowed crossing error depends on the perimeter of the traverse, and this maximum allowed closing error should not be more than 0.055 square root of p. Okay, here p is the total perimeter of the traverse in meter. Okay, this is in meter. Okay, and p is the total perimeter of traverse in meter, and you will get the closing error in meters. Okay, and if you substitute the perimeter in meter, you will substitute the closing error in meter. Okay, so our answer is option C. 0.055 root p is the closing error in meter if we substitute the perimeter of traverse in meter. Clear? Spire test is used in permanent adjustment of theodolite for adjusting the options are vertical axis, horizontal axis, line of sight and plate level. Okay. The correct answer is horizontal axis. Spar test is used in permanent adjustment of theodolite for adjusting the horizontal axis. Our answer is horizontal axis. Okay. Spar test is mainly used to remove the error caused when the horizontal axis is not at right angle to vertical axis. If this axis is not horizontal, we are using spar test. Okay. It is mainly done by sighting a high point like a church top or a spire using the telescope and reverse it and again repeat the procedure. Okay. And if the point shift, we can ensure that there might be some mistake in the horizontal axis alignment. Okay. Bowditch rule is applied to determine the effect of local attraction, a closed traverse for adjustment of closing error, and open traverse for graphical adjustment, none of this. The Bowditch rule is also known as compass rule. Okay, and it is used when you have completed a closed traverse and you have some small closing error due to minor measurement inaccuracies. Okay, and when you have some minor closing error, this Bowditch rule helps you to distribute the error proportionally among all the traverse legs based on their lengths. Okay, and it assumes that both angular and linear measurements are equally precise. That's why it is called compass rule. Okay, and our answer is a closed traverse. Bowditch rule is mainly applied in a closed traverse for adjustment of closing error. Option B is the answer. Mean sea level at any place is the average datum of hourly tide height observed over a period of nearly, options are 50 years, 5 years, 19 years and 10 years. Okay. Mean sea level we used to represent it as MSL. Okay. It is the average height of the sea. Okay. And it is used as a standard datum for measuring elevation and depth. Okay. And the sea level changes due to tides, wind, atmospheric pressure and other factors. So we need a long time average to define it accurately. Okay. So hourly tidal readings are taken over many years. Okay. These readings are then averaged to smooth out a short-term variation. Okay. And the standard period used to define this mean sea level is 19 years. Okay. So our answer is 19 years. If L is latitude and D is departure, then closing error is given by. Okay. This question asks how to calculate the closing error in a traverse. Okay. And we have given the total latitude, that is L, and the total departure, that is D. These are given. Okay. And when surveying a closed traverse, you record series of lengths and directions. Directions are known as bearings or angle. Okay. And after plotting all the sides, if the traverse doesn't perfectly close, it creates a closing error. Okay. And this error is calculated using Pythagoras theorem. Okay. And the closing error E is equal to square root of sigma latitude square plus sigma departure square. And where this sigma L is, or sigma latitude, it is the sum of northings and southings. Okay. And departure, the sigma D or departure is the sum of eastings and westings. That means positive and negative distances. Okay. And the formula sigma square root of sigma L square plus sigma D square will give you the closing error. Option C is the answer. What is the purpose of using theodolite primarily? Options: to measure inclined angle only, to measure vertical angle only, to measure horizontal and vertical angles, to measure horizontal angle only. Okay. And we know that theodolite is a precise instrument. Okay. It is a precise instrument used in survey. Its main job is to measure both horizontal and vertical angles. Okay, horizontal angle means between 2 points around you, and vertical angles upward or downward from the line of sight. Okay, and it is perfect. This instrument is perfect for laying out boundaries and measuring slopes and even setting out the building corners or road alignments. Okay, and we can measure both horizontal angles and vertical angle measurements using this tool. Okay, so our answer is option C. In a theodolite, the line of collimation is first option perpendicular to Tronian axis, B parallel to the vertical axis, parallel to axis of plate levels, parallel to the horizontal axis. Okay, and in a theodolite, the line of collimation is perpendicular to the Tronian axis. Okay, and option A is the correct answer. Okay, and this Tronian axis is also called horizontal axis. Okay, it is a fundamental requirement for the accurate vertical angle measurement. For accurate vertical angle measurement, the Tronian axis and the line of collimation should be perpendicular to each other. Okay, the Tronian axis is the axis about which the telescope tilts up and down. Okay, and the line of collimation or the line of sight should be right angles to this angle, so that when a telescope rotates vertically, it traces a true vertical plane. So option A is the correct answer. Size of a theodolite is specified by option A diameter of upper plate, option B diameter of lower plate, option C diameter of vertical circle, option D length of telescope. The size of a theodolite is defined by the diameter of graduated circle of lower plate. Option B is the answer. For example, a 25 centimeter diameter theodolite means the diameter of graduated circle of lower plate is 25 centimeter. And the size of the theodolite varies from 8 to 25 centimeters. Okay, our answer is option B. Tachometric method is more suitable method for preparing the contour map of a. Options are hill, valley, plain surface, ridge. The answer is hill. Tachometric method is more suitable method for preparation of contour map of a hill. Okay, and this tachometric surveying is used mainly when the terrain is undulating or hilly. Okay, and it can be used as a quick measurement of distances and elevation. Okay, and here we don't need chaining or leveling. Okay, and if you want to generate contour map, okay, efficiently on an uneven ground, we can use tachometric survey. Okay, and in this hilly terrains, the chaining is quite difficult. Okay, it will be slow and tough. Okay, and in this tachometric method, this method uses a theodolite with a stadia diaphragm. Okay, theodolite with a stadia diaphragm is used, allowing both horizontal distances and elevation to measure easily and accurately. Okay, and this method is also used for preparing contour maps of rough terrain. Okay, so our answer is hill. Tachometric method is more suitable for the preparing the contour map of a hill. Clear?